I like how just one person showed up and now one person left. Great. Beautiful. Lovely. I feel like we need some sort of detail on the back end of this. It'd be towards the back end of the tank, but I mean, even just something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking like a vent. Yeah, like a vent right here, and maybe just like 2 squares up here. Just enough to give it some sort of detail. Maybe have it be like something like 3. Group that. And just kind of bring that down here like so. Just to give it a little something, you know? And then making a vent. So we could come down here. Just pop that right there. Bring it down ever so slightly. Boom. And boom. That. And I don't know, center it maybe? Yeah, we can definitely center it. And make it a bit lower. Make it lower. Because we just want that little bit of detail, right? Just a little bit of detail. Group it. Now flip this around like this. Flip this around like this. And then we're going to give it that vent. That little bit of hint. Doesn't have to be anything fantastic. Just give it a little hint. Oh, there might be a vent here. Might be a vent. And then we're going to hit, let's do a 1mm jump. We're going to hit Control C, Control V. Actually, no, that's pretty good. Just line it all up like that. And align it. Lovely. And combine it. Boom. Okay, so what this is, what I'm trying to do is, and I know the audio quality's off. I'm just kind of doing this as a whim. Like I've kind of hit a roadblock with this project, so I thought just getting on here, forcing myself to talk out loud, would maybe give me a little bit of inspiration, and it is working. So what I'm trying to do is the G2 Cybertronian Trooper. it came with two heads, right? So you have one body, two heads. And then the other day, I kind of saw this guy who had designed like a whole bunch of G2 Cybertronian heads. He had Rook, a whole bunch of soldiers. Like, wow, I'd really love to have those. And I went, oh yeah, I I'd like those. And then I went and looked up the price, and like the Cybertronian Trooper was like $35. And I want to have like a whole bunch of different trooper bodies. So I'm kind of working on three different trooper bodies, all based off of the artwork of Andrew Sorahan. Um, let me show you this artwork that I'm working off of here. So this is Andrew Sorahan's artwork. So it's not like a one-to-one, but like I figured it'd be nice to have like these. You have like this bulkier version of the body we got down here in the lower right. Over here to the left, you have like a sleeker version, and up here top right, you have this, you know, kind of beefy version that doesn't really look a lot like the G2 Cybertronian Trooper we got. So I'm kind of taking these a little bit from this, a little bit from that, trying to tweak it so that they have alt modes and what have you. And right now I'm working on the Rook body. So, and this is what we've got so far. We've got like the legs here. Let me zoom in on these legs. So we've got the legs that don't look a whole heck of a lot like Andrew Sorahan's artwork. Late great Andrew Sorahan, rest his soul. We've got the torso over here. Over here I've split the torso so that, you know, this neck plate here, this neck plate can pivot, and that head can be placed right there on that, and then it can pivot down and kind of hide inside that chest cavity. So it would go in here like that, and then it would pivot and hide that chest cavity. But I wanted a little bit of detail on the back of that, just so it wasn't a, you know, I know you're not really looking at it whenever it's going to be in tank mode, and it is kind of a futuristic tank mode that I'm, you know, envisioning for these. Maybe make two of them tanks, two of them jets. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm going for here. So let me just show you here. This stuff over here, everything from this foot, this silver foot with like the orange doodads on the front, everything from there to the left is designed in Tinkercad. And then everything from the right, this chest and the waist over here, the chest and the waist, this waist right here, that was designed in Hunyuan 2.5. I know there's a lot of scandal, there's a lot of, you know, are there, you know, is it worth it to use 3D? Is it moral? I will do whatever it takes. It's, to me, is it moral? Absolutely, it's moral. In my opinion, it is absolutely moral. And let's go over to Hunyuan 2.5. Let's see here. Hunyuan. Let's see. Hunyuan 2.5. Bloop. And so here are just the things I've been working on. And we're going to go over here to AI generation. We can just click this over here, translate from Chinese to English. Bloop, translate. And we're going to go over here. Tusheng is for doing it from photos. Wensheng is doing it from text. So I want a conical pile of wires. Conical pile of wires. Is that enough? Conical pile of wires. Each wire is running up and down, but not perfectly straight. Some curve a bit, some are curve a bit. Nah. See, I want to make sure I'm using just the right words for this. So some curve a bit, some okay. We're just gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. See what happens. We're going to go down here, make it a 300K model. We're going to do geometry, texture, phase. That seems to work best for just 3D printing. If I was putting it as a game asset, then I'd use geometry plus texture. But we're going to generate this. We're going to see what happens. We'll get 4 different results. And fingers crossed, one of these will be what I'm looking for. That pile of wires that the neck is based off of. And for like the G2 comic soldiers. For whatever it's worth, I'm probably gonna private this video after it's done. I'm not doing this for anything else except for inspiration, really. Or maybe I'll leave it up. I don't know. So I have printed out the hips so far. I am printing out the legs. I'm printing out like all the feet, the ankle pivots, the knee pivots, the hip pivots, what have you. It's and here's the thing. I know it works. It works this way every single time. I'm gonna print this stuff out, put it together, and realize, oh, this doesn't really work in the real world. So, you know, and then have to go back in, tweak the design, make it work in 3 dimensions. Because there's stuff that works on the Tinkercad plane that just does not work in real life. Okay, so here's our first. I don't like that pile of wires. It is a conical pile of wires, but they're running in the wrong direction. Did I say they run horizontally? I bet I did. Each wire is running vertically. Okay, we'll try this again. Each wire is running vertically. Okay, if this does not work, if Hunyan 2.5 does not make this work, what we'll go with, instead of the pile of wires, we'll make a prompt that says like a robot neck. A robot's neck, mechanical spinal column can be seen, you know, wires and cables replace tendon and ligament. We'll try that. We'll see if that works. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I could make this. I could make this myself, but you know, why not use the tools that I have as opposed to like sitting in there, because this I could make it, but it's going to set my time back, you know, 3 hours. Whenever, you know, a little bit of tinkering around in Hunyan is going to make it, you know, a couple of minutes. Heck yeah. I want the design. It's not about making the design, but I do believe, I should watch how I say this. I do believe you should have some proficiency with, if you're going to do 3D printing, you should have some proficiency with some 3D modeling software so that you're making exactly what you want instead of either waiting for somebody to make it, going out and having people make it yourself. And be it Blender, which has a steep learning curve. I am learning Blender, but it has just a very steep learning curve. Not not liking this so far. Sculptress, which has a steep learning curve as well, but I'm more proficient with Sculptress than I am with Blender. Fusion 360, which I haven't really worked with very well. Tinkercad, which Tinkercad's my boy. It's simple, it's intuitive, it's addition, subtraction, geometry, it's building with blocks, and you can really do some amazing stuff. Not so good with the organics, but I mean, and the tools that they're adding in Tinkercad anymore are some really damn impressive tools. So yeah, none of these are working. So here's what we're going to do. A robotic neck has a mechanical spinal column, wires and cables where there are wires and cables act like ligaments and tendons. A ribbed hose for the esophagus. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to say fuck it. Okay, here we go. Let's see how good this is. Beyond that, you know, I could just find like that neck. Oh, Technical Jim says, I learned the hard way never to use Microsoft's 3D Builder to make anything more complex than 5mm handle adapters. Yeah, oh man, Microsoft's 3D Builder is a pain. What, in my opinion, what Microsoft 3D Builder is good for is the thing that I use a 3D Builder for the most is going in and taking, like, let's say just as an example, I can even show you here. I'll close this out and I'll go over to assets. So here is the one I made of Andrew Sorahan's Rook, right? I mean, it did an amazing job with a little cartoon sketch that the late great Andrew Sorahan did. But what I did was I took this over. You can only download this in GLB, and this was, like I said, it's taken from a photo. I went into Microsoft Builder, and first thing I did was I used this to cut off the arms and the legs, and so that it wasn't a large file to put into Tinkercad, import it, and then I used it to change the GLB file to an STL. That's what I use 3D Builder for. It is just 3D build, where Tinkercad feels more like, you know, the beginnings of engineering and what have you. 3D Builder feels like a kindergartner playing with blocks and hurting themselves badly. But yeah, this is like I wouldn't put this up. I wouldn't put this up as like a file or print this out and put it in my collection. But this is a good place to start so that I can get to something you know, that looks more like what I'm doing here. You know, making that articulated transformable G2 Cybertronian trooper. Let's go back to my assets here. See if my robotic neck is ready. Let's see here. Man, that is really cool. I do like that. I do like that. It's not quite serving the purpose, but man, I may use that in something else. Let's see here. So is that the same one? That's the same one. Let's look at this one. Ooh. Ooh boy. Boy, if that was a bit more solid. If that was just a bit more solid. Huh. I wonder if, okay. Man, I like that. I like that a lot. But I'm wondering if I could maybe just get in there and maybe run it through the 3D process one more time. Hey, Wolf, how you doing, buddy? Splitting pre-existing stuff works all right in 3D Builder. No idea why that works without issues. Neither do I. I tried going and smoothing, you know, reducing the triangles in something, and it is just, hey, you've got 50,000 triangles. Let's reduce it to 50,000. And it's like, why that big jump? I'm just trying to reduce it to like that 300,000. Nope. But thankfully here in Hunyan, they've kind of done a thing where it's like, boom, we can make this work. We can make this work. Hey, 3D printer me a time machine. Wolf1701. Buddy, if I could do that, I'd do it for myself. Man, I would love to 3D print myself a time machine. I might go with this one for the neck. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. But let's check the other ones out. 3D printed neck. Okay. Has kind of a transmutate feel to it. Kyle, this might as well be fucking witchcraft to me. Oh, that's okay, buddy. That's all right. I mean, whenever it first started, it was kind of witchcraft to me. Jesus Christ. I didn't need to see that. Okay, so I am going to go with this guy right here. I'm going to go with this guy right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, and it's weird, technical Jimmy, it's weird you bring up 3D Builder, because here we go, we're going to do this. Holson85, what did I walk into? I'm trying to build a neck. It's not going well. So we're going to download this. It's downloaded. Boom. Now we are going to open with 3D Builder. So here we go. So there it is in 3D Builder. Click here to repair. Repairing. Good God. Let's see here. And I'm hoping that, like, whenever I shrink this down, that it will kind of make things look a little bit better. So, let's do this. So we're going to edit this object, and we are going to split. We're going to keep the bottom of it, and we're going to, let's see here. I can hear my fans running full blast on here. Okay. So we're going to bring this down. There we go. And we're going to split that. And now that's all that exists out of that. And yeah, so that's all we'll need. We'll save that. Save as. Change it to an STL. We're going to call it neck. Okay, save. So we're saving. It's saved. Close. Melissa Miron says, you are a nerd. Yeah. Yeah, I am, Melissa. I don't believe I've ever met you, Melissa, but hello. This is not what I normally do. Dewanis Perez says, can you 3D print a 3D printer? Honest to God, for the most part, you can. There is this very, very cool, very, very fast, very, very nice 3D printer called the 100 3D printer. And most of it, there is the 100. Most of it is indeed 3D printed. And it may be, the 100 may be one of the fastest, nicest 3D printers out there. Vorons are very famous. If you want a Voron, the only way you can make a Voron is to 3D print one. And this is, like it says right here, this is real-time footage. This is how fast this bad boy prints. It is, yeah, the 100, 350 bucks, and you can build it. Let's see here. So, we're going to get rid of Honyan, and we're going to import. And we are going to import neck. There we go. I'm going to scale it down 10%. Bloop. And import. So we're going to import neck. And we're going to make it that neck fits on this. This is the neck plate. D. Okay. So we just wait for neck. It's probably going to give Tinkercad nightmares. While that is importing, I guess I could start measuring. I'm going to take, you can't see it because it's off the screen, but I'm going to take the calipers, and I've got one of these, one of the heads from the G2 Trooper, from the troop building set. So I'm going to take one of these heads and start measuring it out. I guess I'm going to also take it off, take the head that's on here already off. There we go. So it looks like we need a square. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're going to 0 this. It looks like we need a square that's going to be 9 point, let's see here. I have to do several measurements here. So 9 millimeters across. So we're going to take this, just bring a cube down here, and we'll make this 9. Boom. And then that's going to shrink that down to 9. Looks like the depth is going to have to be how far deep does this go? So the depth doesn't have to go very far, actually. So the depth is going to be 5.78. But we're just going to make that depth 5.5. Because we don't need, good God, it just showed up there like a fucking nightmare, didn't it? Okay, well, let's see. Holson85, I agree this looks like witchcraft. Only here you didn't cut the head off of a chicken, but a file. Wolf laughs at that. Rightfully so. That's fucking funny. Holson, I gotta ask, the Facebook post that you put up there, the Mayor McCheese battle priest, did you make that? Because that was goddamn beautiful, my man. Let's see here. So let's Let's see here. We're going to take away most of this. Sadly, this is beautiful, but we are going to take away a lot of this. Let's take it away from right there. Boy, that's going to be beautiful. That is going to be beautiful. So taking that, and they've actually added like 2 new grouping things that I really stinking love here in Tinkercad. So you can group items. We've got the union group and we've got this bundle group, meaning if I hit, it used to be like if I did this, everything that's in gray, that gray scale would subtract it, right? But now if I want to just move that, if I want to move a whole bunch of crap, then I can just union group it. Oh, Holson says, sadly wasn't mine, found in the Facebook group. Beautiful. Beautiful. I may steal that and 3D print that for myself. So like a union group, boom. It just, now you can move this whole thing as like one piece. I like that. And then ungroup it and then regroup it. Boom, it'll take it away. So let's see here. And this may take a little while. There's a lot of vertices in this to work with. So while this is working over here, we'll take this. So we've got the proper amount to work with here. Wow, that took a lot less long than I thought. So now we got to take away, let's take away the top part of this. We're going to bring it down deep. And we're going to be shrinking this down to a smaller scale, so it's going to look better once we're done. So there's, we're going to take away that and union group that. Maybe I should just work on this until, and then worry about the head, or the, I guess, the head posting. Oh, let's see here. Let's see, move this, there we go. Group those 2. Then, didn't like that, trash that. Move this over. Group those 2. Group. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of the settings. Turn that grid snap to off. And there's that. Group that. And let's see here. So we're getting a pretty good neck going on here. So group. Okay. Okay, this is looking good. This is looking really good. So we've trimmed away a lot of what we don't need here. So we are going to now make it that it fits on this plate. So, neat trick, if you hold down the shift button here and just grab one of these corners, everything goes in scale. It doesn't take one edge from the other. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. I like that. I can see the spine behind there and all that. I want to trim these down here. I want to trim these wires off. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I want to work with this on this plate, but not bundle it. Right? I don't want to bundle it. I don't want to group it. but I want to work with it on the plate so I can kind of judge how everything's going. I got those nice neck wires and what have you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to lock this plate. And essentially what that means is once this is locked, and you lock it up here in this little corner, lock. Now I can do all sorts of shit. But I cannot move that. I cannot edit it. I can move other stuff around it, place it differently, what have you. But that is locked. I cannot move that anymore. So let's bring this down to, I feel like right here would be a good one. Check the bottom, make sure we don't have anything poking through. Good, 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 good. Now let's move it back a little bit. I like it right there. And we're going to start trimming away the wires we don't need. We're going to do that using this little circle tool. So we get in here, we get kind of close to what we don't need. And actually, I think a little bit of a tilt this way. A little tilt this way. Let's do that again. A little tilt this way. And a little tilt this way. And that'll take out that wire. Maybe just nudge it over ever so slightly. Good. Now I want to take out these wires right here as well. So let's go in. Let's shrink this down. Kind of make this like an oblong shape. And you just kind of got to think, okay, what am I trying to do? What shape is going to work best? Okay, so that's that wire taken care of. Now we need to get this wire over here, and I think this oblong shape would work. So Control C and V, and move that over to here. Kind of tweak that this way, and see if we can maybe get that working without cutting into any of the other wires too much. Okay, that's not bad. I don't think that's going to cut in. Let's bring a cube out. Let's bring a cube out. We're going to make it a tiny cube. Tiny cube. And bring it down. And I just want this one. See that little snip of wire right there? Just that little bit that's missing. I want to take care of that. I want to get rid of that. So we're going to move this over to there. We're going to lift it up. Just kind of move it over. Right. And boom. And hopefully that's not going to cut too much into it. Now the next thing I want to do, that wire bundle right there, that one blocking the spinal column, I want to get rid of that. That's going to be tricky to remove. So we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to get another cube and bring that over, down, and we're just going to get rid of as much of it as I can with this. So we'll take this, but we don't want to cut into anything else, right? We don't want to cut into anything else. So we're going to try to do that. Wonder if we can maybe just lift this up a bit. All right? Lift it up, move it over. Okay, good. And let's see how far down we go. We can go until we start hitting some stuff. Maybe we can just terminate those tubes right there. We can see how that looks. You know what? Terminating the tubes right there. That might be enough. Maybe we have to go in and trim these other ones out too. But let's grab all that and we're going to group it now. And all that stuff, all those gray things, it's going to slice away everything that shades up there. And my cat Newton is coming over. Hears me talking in front of the computer, so he knows it's time to come over and get some lovin's. Oh, I love you too, Newton. Okay. Now the problem is, how do we, well, let's see here. Couple of stray boys, a couple of little doodads here. Man, that we did pretty good, but I don't like how that terminates there. I don't like it. Can we get rid of it? Can we destroy it? Can we kill it? Do we want to kill it? Do we want to? Do we want to? Okay, let's shave it away. See, that's the thing. See, I cut into it, and it's going to cut into this cable going up here, right? So I have to trim away at it. I have to, and who knows, maybe I'll do this and I won't like what I see, but I really want to see a lot of that spinal column back there. Okay. Well, while we're at it, might as well. Might as well try to get those. I actually found out today Mia Khalifa was like a while back was rooting people coming back from war with PTSD. I never liked her. It's I thought she was shifty right from the get-go. So Scott Morton never liked Mia Khalifa. Quick, call a press conference. I never trusted her. Boom. Okay. So let's do this. Let's see here. And the thing is, that's the thing. I may be doing all of this for nothing, right? This may not even work. I may get in here and it's just no, this isn't going to work. This is, it's not going to fit on this. So, but okay, so let's see how that. Okay, well, that's getting better. That's getting better. Sir, it looks like you have just a little bit of bone cancer. Okay. So let's see here. We're going to go here. We're going to put that down here. Let's shift this down and really shrink it down. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of that nodule. All right. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So let's lift that up. Let's get it that it's not cutting into anything else. Okay. So there's that. Can we maybe... Okay, hold on here. Hold on. I've developed a plan. It may be a poor plan, though. Isn't that all of life, though? All for nothing. It kind of is. It kind of is. You know, you do your best with what you have, right? And, you kind of live your life in this weird existential dread. And maybe things will work, maybe they won't. Maybe it will be all for nothing. One thing you could do is print the cables separately, just the neck, and then as you build it in real life, add the cables and wires. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But I feel like I'm going to get through this quicker, like taking something that I've AI generated through Hunyan 2.5 and then subtracting what I don't like. Or do two sets, one with and one without. Yeah. No. That is the plan. And you can see over here, like I've got little bitty plans that I'm not sure are going to work. Like like I have two different legs over here and what have you. Over here, I've separated the chest up so that the head can swivel into it, and then over here, I've kept the chest intact. No, I won't get rid of all this stuff until I'm damn good and ready, and I know that everything's right. So, I mean, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here and go, you know, Control C, Control V, make sure that I don't ruin this neck plate, you know, and then, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's just do it now. Control CV. There we go. And then move it over there. Lock it. Lock this one. Yeah, and these are my fail safes over here in case I fuck up. And you'll see each one. You can see the little icon says that they're locked. 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 Oh shit. Well, that's just a peg. Locked and what have you. Getting back to removing this cancerous bone growth on the neck. Okay. Move it down. See right there, as I move it down, it's going to start cutting into that other one. So let's move it over. Let's move it down so that we get the bulk of the mass. I feel like a surgeon. Let's move it over so we get the bulk of the mass, and then double check, make sure that's locked. It is. Let's group it so that they get removed. Let's see how the surgery goes. Holson, P.S. I also never liked Mia Khalifa. Now Luna Armour, on the other hand. Wow. I don't know who Luna Armour is. Let me open up a second window, Holson. You and I, we have similar taste in women. Luna Armour. Let's see. Luna Armour model, I guess. Luna images. Let's just put in Luna Armour sexy. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. She's okay. And she does have that weird Mia Khalifa vibe, doesn't she? She absolutely does. Okay. That worked out pretty well. We got a couple of cuts here in the bone, but I think that's acceptable. So we just need to get rid of these floating little doodads of bone. So what's going to work best for that, I think, is the sphere. So we're going to go here, hold down that shift button, drag it down, and then we turn that into a hole. Let's see here. Move it up. Now we're going to come over here, and we're just going to graze up against it. There we go. Control C and V, copy that, and copy that. Okay. So now we're going to group those. That should get rid of that. Now, what to do? What to do about these pesky little growths right here? So, let's do this. Let's search, see if there's anything here like ribbed. Okay, what do we have as far as ribbed goes? Right there. I like that. Look at that. Okay. So is that... Okay, that... We can make that work. We can absolutely make that work. So here's what we're going to do. These little pre-made little models can sometimes be lifesavers. So what we are going to do... Let's once again check here. We are going to go like this. We are going to shrink it down. Actually, let's cut it in half first. This is how tall? 12. So we are going to get one of these, and we're going to turn it into, we're going to go 6. Bloop. And we're going to go like this. And I know that a couple of people who are not familiar with Tinkercad going like, you're going to cut into the neck. No. If I only grab these two, it's going to ignore this over here. So we're going to group it. Almost hit a line there. I've been doing dumb little stuff like that. Like, kind of hitting shit that I shouldn't be hitting. Like the other day, I even talked to my wife about it. Maybe it's just I needed a vacation, and I'm kind of on vacation right now. It's kind of sort of taking like some time off for Labor Day. But like I meant to turn the water off, and instead, I turned on the fucking garbage disposal, right? And that's kind of a scary situation, where like that I wasn't thinking, and it's like, oh shit, I grabbed the garbage disposal instead of what I wanted to do. And I got this, what if my hand was in there, Like, unlikely. I know. It's unlikely that my hand would have been in there. But the fact remains, it's like, that's kind of a scary situation where it's like you meant to do one thing, and instead, Control-CV, Control-CV, and instead your brain goes, nope, you're going to be doing this now. CV. Okay, so we want to kind of, okay, so let's move this over, and this over. Okay, let's just, I've fucked up already, and I don't, like, there's an easier way to fix this, but this is just going to be the quicker way to fix this. Control-CV. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there. That's what we're looking for right there. So now we are going to bloom. Ah, moved it. So now let's get this, group it. Okay, so they grouped in there. And now we just need to make that a little bit more solid. We need to make it just a little bit more solid. So we're going to make sure that that's there. Take this little half thing. We're going to move this like this. Shift it down. And then take this over here. And we can just doot, and stretch it all the way over. Bring it down just a little bit. And now we have that solid core in there. So once again, shapes 3, group it. Okay. So that kind of gives it like this weird little biomechanical, this is supposed to be here. This is like some sort of like scapula tube. The old scapula tube. Okay. So I still want to get rid of like this thing right here. I don't like that. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to use the sphere for that. The problem is we're working. Holson turned out nice. Thank you very much, Holson. It's kind of one of those situations where you just keep trying stuff until, you have faith that you trust the process, as it were. And you just have faith that it's going to work out. So let's group that. And now let's get rid of these. Once again, I think the sphere is going to be the best thing to get rid of those. Okay, turn it into a hole. And now we bring that over here. We lift that up. And we've got to kind of Move that over. Okay. And group it. Okay. I still don't like that. I still don't like that. It's better, but hoo boy, I don't like it. And I see a new problem. There's always new problems. But it's a new problem I can fix. It's a new problem I can fix. What I'll do is I'll bring this over here. We're going to shift this down. I'll take this and we'll shift it down like this then, won't we? Okay. So what we'll do is we'll bring this over to here. We're going to kind of bring that out here. And it won't, I'm trying to make it look like just another tube. Let's see here. Let's pump those sides up. Okay, good. Okay. Bring it down. There we go. What this is doing, this is just giving it a bit of structural integrity. We're just kind of throwing it in there, and it's there to build up space. Tap. Now, if we could only have 3D printers to print all of this under 10 minutes. Yeah, if I could make it in under 10 minutes. I've been fucking with just basically this neck for, let's see, Jesus, about the better part of an hour now. So, okay, we'll do that, bring that out, bring that back and out, and that will connect all those pieces up so it isn't like just kind of stringing there in the air. Okay, make another tube, Command V, bring that over here, kind of flatten it out so it's like this, bring that here. Make sure that's not going through the bottom. It's not. Oops. Okay, trash that. Command C and V. Undo that. Let's undo that. You're fucking up, Scott. Okay. Okay. So let's combine all of that. Okay. That's going to make it nice and solid. Give it a little bit more structure. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. This has all got to, this is all for nothing if I can't get it to work with the head that comes with the G2 Cybertronian Trooper. All right? That's the thing. I got to make that work. So, let's see here. Measure this again. It's 9. That is going to be 9 across. Where, Jesus. Where did it go? There it is. So there it is. Okay. So the very first bit, the very first thing, it's got to be what, 9 across. Okay. So that actually means we have to tweak the dimensions of this. We have to make this go out. So we'll make that go like that. We'll make that go like that. But let's see here. How tall? How tall is this now? So we might have to shrink this down. Okay, we have to make so that neck can only be 10 millimeters high. So 10 millimeters high from the base, right? So what is it? 8.9. Okay. So we can actually afford to bump it up to 10. Because there's a little bit down below that, right? So how much is down below this? Well, let's see here. Quite a bit actually. So let's move it up. We don't want to move it up. Yeah, see, whenever we move it up like that, it goes here. So we want that sunk down, and we'll call it that. Okay. So there is that. So it can be 10 millimeters, maybe a little bit more, but we'll make it 10. All right. But now it can only be at the very top, at the very top, tippy top. It can only be 9 millimeters across. Right. So right there at the very top, we have to make it. This is 9 millimeters right there. So we have to make this fit within the confines of that block. So we squeeze that over to there. That's good. We squeeze that over to there. Good. And it's still, that's the thing, right? You can tweak this, you can fart with it a bit. It's still going to look pretty damn good, right? Still going to look pretty good. So that's your 9 millimeters. That's your 9 millimeters. Okay. So that, like, I'm looking at the head. The head is in my hand right now. That's going to slide onto there. That's floop right there. Meaning that there has to be a part here that is going to be, hold on here. Boy, that's not easy to measure. Can I measure it off the toy itself? Yes, I can. That's better. So that bit. Let's see, moving the head to the side here. So that bit is going to be See, now I have to use my brain. I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So let's just Okay, so I gotta consider that my neck. Let's see here. That neck is, okay, neck is 10 across. So that neck is 14, 10 across. But let's see here. How does this fit on? How does this fit on? Okay, so, oh, holy shit. I just found out something. The horns on the G2 Cybertronian Trooper, at least the skull head that has the green horns, the horns are articulated. You can move them. What about the green head with the white horns? Are those horns articulated? Yes, they are. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Discovery. The horns are articulated. Okay, so let's see here. See, if I would have been smart, I just would have built the neck. But let's see here. What do we do here? what do we do here? And I just thought of something too. I might as well do that right now. I might as well do that right now. So let's unlock this. And I'm looking here. Yeah, there's the problem. There's the problem right there. That hole where a piece of filament's to go through, the filament would never go through there. The filament would not go through there. Why? Because the head is intruding into the channel where the filament goes. Just a little bit, but it's going to be enough to fuck up your day. So let's turn this into a hole. Well, first off, Control C and V. We'll turn that into a hole. Boop. And hole. And now we're going to convert it. We're going to cut that off. Because I was sitting here thinking, something feels wrong. Something feels off. What's going on here? Right? Something was nagging at me, getting into my craw. And I realized this head, if I join it to the plate, it's only going to be able to turn, not at all, I guess. It won't be able to turn left and right. So we gotta create some sort of pivot for that, right? We gotta put a cylinder inside of that. There we go. So we're gonna have to put a cylinder inside of that. Well, we're gonna have to. That's all the extra material that would have really messed up putting that filament through. Even if you sacrificed the head looking left and right, you still wouldn't have been able to transform it with that. So let's group that. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to do something that probably not a lot of people are going to understand, but Tinkercad can only handle so many movements until it starts to bog down. You can see it's starting to bog down. It's not going, because it's going like, okay, I took this off, I took this off, I took this off, I took this off, so that it can be ungrouped. So what I am going to do is I'm going to export this file to my computer, and then I'm going to delete this on the screen and re-import that file. That way, instead of it being like, I took this away, I took this away, I took this away, I got to remember I added this, took this, added this part. Then it's just going to be, this is the part. There's no other part to it. This is the part. And I think once I get that neck pivot in, I think I'm going to be done with this for the day. This is, like I said, I've been, hour 10 minutes I've been working on this neck. So, but I don't know, if you guys enjoy it, let me know. Maybe I'll do a live stream of it the next time I start working on it too. But yeah, just waiting, and you can see it's really starting to slow down here. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still working. Still working. That red outline means I'm thinking. I'm still thinking. By the way, this is whenever I get this done, this is going to be free. This is going to be a free download. You're going to be able to get this over on the Good Morning Cybertron Patreon. I'm not going to put it up on Cults or Thingiverse, because the thing is, I used AI for this, right? I used AI. There's a small part of another print on Thingiverse that I used for it for the horns. So I don't feel good putting it up on Cults. I don't feel good putting it up onto Thingiverse for free. But for the listeners of the show, I will put it up on the Patreon for everybody that's here. Just pay attention. It's over on the Patreon. We got a couple of files over there already for free. The train mechs, what have you. There's some stuff over there if you want to watch the pre-show. $1 a month, it would be very appreciated. But let's do this. Let's export the STL. Preparing the model for export. Boom. It's been exported. We delete it. Now we import it. E2 bloop and import. And we'll get this back, and then I'm calling it quits for the day.
Oh, who knows? Who knows whenever I get back to it? This is just, I'll get back to it when I get back to it. Uh, and I'm sitting here waiting for this to import, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, do I, don't I, do I, don't I, do I continue, do I not continue? Do I stop here and go out and make myself tacos? Or do I just sit here and relax and... Was that Joe Biden on the TV? Anyway. Imported. All right.
Imported. Let's see. There it is. So let's turn it. Let's turn this. Let's do a cream color white. Okay. So let's get a disk down in there so that we can get some. Let's see here. And we want to up that and the important thing is that, like, I don't want any of this detail. I don't want the detail of the spinal column. I want that kept. The detail of the esophagus, I want that kept. All right. So we're going to keep that detail. There we go. Now let's raise this up a bit. Boop, to like that. Are we losing any of that spinal column? No. Are we losing any of that esophagus? No. Okay. So let's use the align tool. Boop. And we're going to align that perfectly. Take a look once again. Are we losing spinal column? A little bit of orange in there. I see it. I see a little bit of orange, but not so much that I think we're losing detail. So, okay, look at the bottom. There we go. Okay, that's going to be, it's going to be enough that we're going to get some nice detail. Let's put it together, group it, and see how quickly that went this time, because it's not dealing with 3,000 different maneuvers. That turned out nice. There we go, and it's done. So let's just put this on the plate just to see how it looks. Whoops, there we go, D, and then we're going to move this up. Just sink it down a little bit. 9.68. Boy, that's going to be looking great. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's align it yet, just so we can get a better idea. And then let's do group bundle like that. And I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm thinking to myself now, oh, I should, let's assemble this. Let's do that. For the last little bit, let's assemble it. So we're gonna move this out and move this out. And yes, this will have an alt mode. And I won't put in like the ankle pivots and stuff like that. Unlock. Here we go. That foot's gonna go there. We're gonna command C and V. Another foot there. Okay, so we'll take that. We'll do group. We'll do a group. And then we'll take, unlock that one. Bring that over here. And bring it up. And command C and V. And shift it around. Bloop. Okay. Group. Group. That's just bundle grouping, right? And oh dear, ungroup. Okay, thank you. And there we go. And now group that. Group. Bundle group. Then we're going to take this, shift it around, lift it up. Hey dear, just to let you know I'm streaming, so don't say anything too embarrassing. Oh, she gave me a little heart. My lovely lady, she was out taking a nap. We were both taking naps, honestly, but I came out here and just started to stream this because I was getting frustrated with it. Okay, there's that. Move that over. And then move this over and lift that up. Bloop. And then finally, just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like whenever it's finished. So there, the head will rest on top there. Still got the arms to do, but this gives you a pretty good idea of what we're aiming for this G2 Cybertronian Trooper. I want to do something fun with the back. But haven't figured that out yet. All in good time. And then, you know, this part here will pivot down and open up. You'll be able to pivot the head down into the chest. Zoop, 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 zoop. Like that. You'll have a little bit of detail there on the back, you know, to kind of do this. The feet are going to, like, the feet down here are going to pivot around like this, kind of, sort of, and then this foot's going to come down and point forward to give like a pointed effect. And the arms are going to be part tank treads. The arms will fold up onto themselves, kind of like that double hinge elbow joint. So we have tank treads here at the bottom. You know, these tiny wheels coming out the feet. I might make these wheels a bit bigger, you know, just to get it more of a tank feel. But that's kind of my plan. The G2 Cybertronians don't need to fucking hide. They don't care about what they look like, so on and so forth. You know, so we don't have to worry about them being a realistic mode. Phoenix! Oh man, I was just getting off. Phoenix, how you feeling, buddy? I'm sorry I wasn't able to get on the show Friday. I'm gonna listen to it tonight. It's gonna be Phoenix and Ugly Wretch and Belucius lulling me to sleep tonight as I go to bed. It's the Welsh lullaby, is what we call it here in the States. Let's see here. Holson said, despite that we build bots completely differently, I can still see how similarly we reason, tinker, and play around with the different parts. Yeah, it's kind of a mishmash. Take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that. And now, Holson, the stuff that you're doing, go over to Holson's Facebook page. Holy crap. Like, I would love to see you get like a craftsman-like channel. And dude, you got the voice for it. Holson, I love your voice. I would love to see you do like a craftsman-style channel where you show how you put all these robots and these little monsters, creatures, and orcs together. God, I just think that would be absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And for anybody, not that we have a lot of people here right now, but for anybody watching, go over, check out Phoenix's channel. Phoenix, I'll tell you, some of the stuff that Phoenix has said has made me cry. Some of it's been fucking inspiring as all hell. And yeah, it's just great. And Phoenix is part of a podcast that I love, Phoenix, Belucius, Ugly Wretch, over on Ugly Wretch's channel. I had to work this week. I had to work Friday, so I didn't get a chance to get over. And I wanted to try to sneak away just a little bit early to jump on the show,
But my boss was just texting. He's he's out of country right now. He's scantilanting about, and he decided to get as far away from me as one can without a spaceship. And I can't say that I blame him. So, but this has been fun. I want to thank all you guys for showing up, because quite honestly, why did I do this? Because I was stuck. I was stuck trying to figure out how to do stuff and the way to work it, and I'm sitting here and now I'm like super happy. I'm super happy because now I figured it out. You guys helped me with that. Yeah, just having someone to bounce ideas off of and talk to and knowing that somebody's there really helped. So thank you guys. Check out Good Morning Cybertron every Wednesday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, thereabout. Have a good night, all. Bye.